In the middle of a quiet northeastern city sits an abandoned hospital that's spent decades in limbo, closed to patients, passed between plans, and still waiting for a new purpose. Weeks before filming this video, I explored the massive medical center thinking I had seen it top to bottom. After leaving, I learned there were entire sections of the building I never saw, and 2 weeks later, I returned. With constant security patrolling, it meant waiting, watching, and timing everything perfectly. Once we were finally inside, we started finding things that didn't make sense. A fake pharmacy built within the complex. A car parked where it should never have been. Entire sections designed to stimulate real-life, controlled environments where patients once relearned everyday tasks. Exploring this place didn't feel like walking through an abandoned hospital. It felt like stepping into a simulation that had been left running long after everyone walked away. I quickly realized I'd only scratched the surface of what was left behind, and this time, I came back to see everything. Let's explore.
Wasn't it this way? X-ray hallways. The morgue was the other way. Let's see if this X-ray board turns on. This locks. Yeah. Thank you. Let's see if we can just No, we should put something here. Put something there, please. Asbestos block. Perfect. I'm gonna turn my light on so you guys can see what this looks like really quick. Just a quick pan. And just like that. Light right back off for right now. This looks like a patient room of some sorts. And check this out, guys. This is the main street right out front of the hospital. %95 sure these lights work, but we're not going to try them. Again, we're right out front, so we have to be really careful with how visible we're being. Whoa. Oh my god. Holy shit. Dude, we just straight walked into here on accident. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's crazy. Well, we got the lights working. This is exactly why I wanted to come back. I knew I missed this. And every other room just like this. We're gonna jump into this operating room next. There's no lights in here, besides the ones on the ceiling, obviously. So this is probably gonna be one of the more empty ones. I think most of the other operating rooms all have lights. Surgical air. Nitrous oxide. That's crazy. I don't think there's any reason to go in there. Wow. This is so cool. I love how all the supply cabinets are still filled with equipment. Old wheels to the operating table. An audio meter.
Oh yeah, this is like, you know, you hear this beep in the right ear or this beep in the left ear to see if you're deaf.
Guys, listen to this. No way. All right, let's move on to the next set of operating rooms. Is it through here? Nope. It's the electrical panels, and pretty much everything is on in here. Sterilization room. Look at that autoclave. Looks like it's been here for more than a few years. Look at the locking system on this. It's crazy, guys. And of course, the light just turns on. We're kind of expecting pretty much every light to work in here like this at this point. Pushing out of here, we're going to turn right into the next one, which we also don't need our light for. And this looks like it was a supply closet of some sorts. This probably turns it off, yeah. These lights are way different. They were still really mobile, so I don't really get the purpose for them in a supply room, I guess. Unless you have to look up close at stuff, but I mean, you can move these in every direction just like the other operating lights. This place is pretty crazy, isn't it?
I think this is one of the oral surgery rooms.
Oh, you know what? That would make sense.
Just the one light.
That would make sense. There was 2 or 3 just strictly oral surgical rooms. This could have been one of them potentially. What does it say on the door though? Restricted to non-inflammable anesthetics. That doesn't really tell us too much information, does it?
Not very helpful.
If we come across the way, we have another room that looks just like that, but this one says supply room. So again, I'm a little confused as to the function of these rooms, but Lucas did make a good point. There are 3 operating rooms, which will probably be different from all the rest. And these are definitely different. Let's switch focus this way. We'll look left and right, starting with right, and just a little sink. Not quite the scrubs, but it looks like we have a decontamination area. Another autoclave here. Small sterilizing units. This one should just open, yeah, right up. Ultrasonic cleaning console. I've never seen one of these. You think it powers on? Oh. Dude, look at. Wait. Okay, that just turns it off.
Oh, I don't
Oh. Oh.
That's mineral oil.
Close it again. Oh. That's so.
Wait, where's this?
It's on the left there, I think. Yeah, it's coming out from there. Alright, let's spin around and see what else is in the decontamination room. Huh. Was this a little elevator? It won't open, regardless of what it was. And yeah, you want to know what I'm really curious about? Does this turn on? Yes, it does. Of course we have power in here. I think it's about time to head on to the second set of operating rooms. We can start in here. Another sterilizer. Nuts. I wish one of these would be plugged in. See how these work. Then of course, these are the actual scrubs. So this is what the surgeons would have come to before going into the operating rooms. Make sure their hands and their arms are nice and sterile. They wouldn't touch anything. And then they would use their elbows and their arms to push through the doors and go perform their operations. Let's move out of there and into the next operating room. This one has some nice looking lights and the light board is on in the corner. More supply cabinets with a whole bunch of stuff there, but I think we'll just skip past that this time and take a quick look. We've already seen 3 or 4 rooms that look just like this one, but that doesn't mean they're any less interesting to check out. This is what would have controlled the operating lights. But obviously they're not working in here. I really hope we can find at least one room with working operating lights. That would be really cool. Let's move on and walk down here. Alright guys, let's push into the next operating room. We'll have to see if these lights turn on or not. The light board again in here works, which is a nice touch. And I think these are already on. These are for the x-ray, so I don't think that these lights are going to turn on, unfortunately. But I'm just glad that we're seeing these. Again, I came here about 3 weeks ago, and we spent 6 hours in this hospital and completely missed this part, along with other parts which are just non-negotiable when it comes to filming. So we had to come back. So after what seemed like an eternity of looking, the lights are on in here, at least one of them is. And that's just a completely different look. Oh no, they're both on. This one was hidden. This is crazy. Finally get to see some lights on. This was definitely my favorite operating room so far. And I think there's one or two more left to check out. Maybe just this one. And of course, as we've become accustomed to on this floor, this does not disappoint. The cabinets being filled with equipment is super cool as well. Doesn't look like there's much surgical equipment left, but just there being stuff on the shelves gives this a really rundown look. We're all done in the operating rooms, and we're gonna go head up and check out the next part, which I believe is the psychiatric care and the chapel. So we'll see what that has in store for us. But those operating rooms did not disappoint at all. This is all uncharted territory because I did not come in this area last time. Wow. Alright guys, so through this door is the chapel, and this is another one of the areas that we missed last time. We're going to wait until the daytime to really come in here and take a look at this, but just in case we have to leave for whatever reason or we don't make it back, I'm going to turn my light on and be very quick with this and try not to point it at the windows. But here's the chapel. This actually works out pretty well. I'm pointing it right at the ground and you guys should be able to see most of this. That altar is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to put the camera down and walk towards it a little bit. Look at I guess you would call that a mural? That's insane. This was the old tabernacle. They kept the bread in here before it was transformed into the body of Christ. This is insane. A little later on into the night, or into the morning I should say, we're going to try to return to that chapel, but I wanted to show you guys just a little look now. Really, we're only going to be able to see the stained glass and those colors pop, but that's kind of everything if you ask me. That's really creepy. So guys, this is kind of crazy. Because of the way that this camera is working with the shutter speed, you can't really see this thing, but it is continuously blinking. Alright, we're going to push through these doors and go check out this next section. It's not labeled, so I'm not 100% sure what this is. And I'm going to use my phone light for a minute because we are basically facing the front of the hospital again. We have a little administrative section over here. This could be a continuation of the psych unit, potentially, but these all look like patient rooms. I hear something over here. Let's go check out what that is. Guys, check this out. If I pan the camera and walk into this patient room, this TV is still on. We have a static screen, channel 5. But come on, I've always wanted to see one of these on in a hospital. Is there a working TV in here? There's not? Are you saying I should just skip this room then?
We should skip this room.
Okay. We'll skip this patient room. What about this patient room? Nothing. It's already starting to get bright outside, and it's not even 5 a.m. yet. I think I'm seeing a flicker coming from this room, though. Oh my gosh, the TV's on in here, too. This is so apocalyptic. Look at this, guys. This one's on channel 17. I wonder what the last person was watching on channel 17. I still have night mode on, but I wanted to show you guys, minute by minute now, this place is starting to brighten up. So hopefully we don't need a plethora of flashlights going forward. That'll just make us more obvious. We're gonna get a few flicks in here with these TVs, because this is just insane. Alright, after coming through these double doors, we've landed ourselves in 3 East, which is the psych center. And I wanted to show you guys these absolutely gnarly hallways. These lights are insane. The lighting here is incredible. And as mentioned, as you guys can probably tell, it's starting to get brighter in here pretty much minute by minute now. I'm gonna assume these were probably empty patient rooms, so there's really no reason to have to go through any of these. I do wonder though if the light works. It does. We're gonna shut that off. We're gonna now walk down the remainder of this hallway. Again, I'm not really expecting to find anything in any of these rooms. This side seems to be pretty gutted. This hospital is broken up into 2 main parts, and the last time we only saw the first part, we missed the connection. So again, all of this is new.
This place has 435 beds.
435 beds.
435 beds.
Well, you wanna know what, dude? It does not say no roof access. So that's very promising. Wow. It does get cleaner and cleaner as we go up, though. We're still gonna stick with night mode, even though it seems to be quite bright out there. These hallways are really dark. Huh. Wow. This is crazy. I wonder what this green light is right here. Keypad for the door. Sixth floor now. Oh wow. Well, we don't know if anything's going to be different up here yet, but the lights are on, so that's a nice start. Yeah, this is a bit different, isn't it? The layout changed slightly. Floor number 7. We're kind of breezing through these now. Ooh, okay. Oh, wow. It's kind of hard to imagine what this would have looked like. Very empty. This is what happens with the hospitals when they go abandoned. It doesn't take long for them to start taking everything out and scrapping the place. So, well, this hospital looks like this now. 5 or 6 months ago, this place was virtually untouched.
It looks cool.
Does it look cool?
It looks pretty cool.
Oh, that does look sick. Wow. This is crazy. This is so different from the rest of the hospital, dude. Look at, we can go up even more. What's up in there? It's just a big opening. We're gonna go head up now to what is presumably the top floor. Hopefully there's roof access up here. I'm sure there will be. Oh yeah, literally right there. So there's that access. And then there's that access. But I think we're probably trying to just go out here. Nope, never mind, that's locked. Okay, well, the door may have been locked, but the window was certainly open. Check out the downtown area, guys. It's so beautiful out. It's only about 6 a.m. There's literally chickens or a rooster in the background waking everyone up. Alright guys, we circled back to take one more look at the chapel, and I'm not gonna lie, the daytime makes a big difference. It's only like 6:30, 7 in the morning right now, but I'm so glad that we came back. Even with a flashlight, I don't really think it does justice for how beautiful this place is. There's not as much stained glass as I thought there may be. In fact, we thought the windows were gonna be completely stained glass. But that's all right.
Oh, nice. I don't know. I really hope that opens again.
We'll find our way around. It did. It was open. It was closed before like that.
Yeah. This is where we came in last time.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Because that little mini chapel is somewhere on the left.
Yeah.
Yep. I just passed by this room on the left. I almost missed it. But I wanted to come back to highlight the stained glass. Obviously there was none in the chapel, so I guess any that we can find is really a bonus in here. And this is beautiful. Yeah. Let's see if there's anyone out there. So this is where the security guard would be sitting. When we first got here last night, we had to wait like 3 hours for him to leave. He was just hanging out in here. But it looks like, at least for now, the coast is clear. Just like last time when we were here. Alright guys, so I'm gonna give you a glimpse at the car that we've been searching for. It's locked through this door. This is the same problem I had last time, but we're gonna try to work through it anyway. We don't really know if we have to go up or down to try to get through it, but the doors are locked to most of the stairwells. There's only one way that we can really get there. Okay guys, so after a lot of difficulty, we finally reached the rehabilitation center, and this is the gold. We're gonna walk down here and check out what this place has to offer. The lights are all off in there right now, but I'm pretty sure we can get pretty much every single one of them on. Obviously, I was here not too long ago, and this is one of the areas we did get to shoot. Couldn't have come here and missed this, but we're gonna get a second crack at it now. And it looks absolutely amazing, even from here. Alright guys, we are gonna go check out Easy Street. This is basically what we came here for, and obviously, again, I shot this like 3 weeks ago, but we're going to take a second look at it, even though this is your first look at it. We're going to ignore the Ford Tempo right now, and this Fleet 24 bank, and we're going to move into what is called the DB Mart, or What a Find. And we're just going to circle around into here, and the first thing that we're going to notice is this little produce section. So the DB Mart was a little grocery store, most likely. And I just love how that light still turns on. If I turn the camera around, we're going to see the Walgreens Hospital, or the Walgreens Pharmacy, the pharmacy that America trusts. And if I spin around again, we get another look at the DB Mart with a cash register and this sign that says, "What a find. Small meatball with provolone grinder, $1.79 each." Now that's a steal. If we pull out of the DB Mart and come into this main space, we're going to get our second view of the car. This is so sick. And if I turn right, we're going to go to B&G Ltd. We have this mirror here and the makeshift dressing room. So this was like a little stage area or somewhere where the patients would quote unquote do their makeup. Once again, we're going to get another look at the car, which is, I mean, it kind of looks like it's smashed into the wall, but I think it's just supposed to be a continuation onto the street picture, kind of like it's parked. If we come around here, we're going to reach the little golf course, which is a par 3, and the Rhode Island Public Transit Authority, which is the railroad. And there are rail seats here. If we pull out of the Railroad Authority and move into this room, which I believe is the restaurant and the nature trail. We'll start with the nature trail since it's right in front of us. I think this light used to turn on, but unfortunately it doesn't. We're just left with the fake plants. And this was said restaurant with a little bathroom next to it. I don't really think we need to go in there, but just pop our head in. Coming out of the bathroom, we'll go down the nature trail again, and we're going to walk into Fleet Bank, which is open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. Not much to see here. Unfortunately, the lights don't even turn on. At least I don't think they do. And then this was a little kitchen, except this was a real kitchen. Finally, we're going to approach the car. I wonder what year this was. And I'm pretty sure the door is open, so we can actually get a decent look in here. Obviously, there's no battery, so the horn's not going to work. Nothing's going to turn on. This is just for show. But it smells like it's a 40-year-old car, like honestly. That's so whack. Alright, we're back in the main stairwell where we found ourselves looking for the car a little while ago. And we're gonna head on down to what's hopefully gonna be the pathology lab here. Stairwell 4D. Hopefully this is just open. Nope. This looks really promising. This is definitely the kitchen. Honestly, this way looks kind of inviting. Alright, so we kind of just stumbled upon this, but these were the old x-rays. I didn't see this room when I came in last time. I kind of just breezed right by it, but you can see where everything would have been. Table on the ground. Then there's this partition, and then there would have been a second one actually in the same room. And here's the shield where they would stand behind. By using process of elimination, we can infer that if the x-rays are down there, there's probably a light room over here. And yeah, I'll be honest, I'll ruin the surprise. There is a light room, and it's really cool. You guys are gonna wanna see this. All these were on when we walked in here a second ago. But look at all these light boards. This one, unfortunately, is out, I think. For that. Yeah, that one's not working. We have all these scans here. I think this might have been a brain. This looks like some, I don't really know, a kneecap maybe? A shoulder, I think it is. This kind of just looks like an ultrasound. There's a foot and a hand. And then over here, I mean, look at this. This is wicked. This is insane. I'm gonna move this. Alright, I guess we're shut in here now. I wanna see if this one turns on. It's probably gonna be this bottom one. Oh, it is on. It's just dying. You can see it slightly turn on and off. I didn't realize this last time, but the lights do turn on in here. This fluorescent is, well, it's not having the best time, but if I flip around, we have a X-ray processor here, and the developer. I don't really know what the difference between the developer and the processor is, but if someone wouldn't mind dropping that knowledge in the comments, I would really appreciate that. Moving on from the processor, we're going to go into the unexposed film room. And I just turned the lights on in here. We're supposed to knock before entering. And if I bring the camera down over here, I want to show you guys this little drawer. This is for unexposed film. Obviously, the film and the x-rays are not supposed to be exposed to light. So the lights will turn off when I open this, and they'll turn back on when I close it. Just like this. Pretty sure there's two of them in here. I bet this will do the same thing. Yep. That's so cool. What's this for? Probably for storing the x-rays. I don't think we're gonna be able to get in there though. What about this one? Huh. Unexposed one on the left, and exposed on the right. It's interesting how they sorted this, and it looks like, it's probably hard to tell, but there's actually a room behind this that this goes into. So they probably would just put this in here and then grab it and feed it through there. Guys, in every single video, what do?
Chair of the episode.
What was that?
Chair of the episode.
That's right, Lucas is on it. Chair of the episode. Now, in this video, guess what? Nothing changes. We have a fantastic chair for you. This right here is a chair like none other on Luke Explorers because it has wheels, and I don't think I've ever had a chair on this channel that has had wheels. Do you remember having one with wheels?
I don't remember with one with wheels.
I don't remember it either, so I'm gonna pick this up and I'm gonna kind of put it on my head. And I just wanted to show you guys, just, this is like the real deal. Like, this is the chair of the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Basement. Hopefully the pathology lab is down here. That goes straight back upstairs. And we'll just follow the bend. Just make sure none of this is pathology. Bro.
Locked. It's not locked.
Look at this. So this is where the autopsy table would have been. Obviously it's been removed. It looks like someone actually sprayed a fire extinguisher all over the ground or something. I think this was a bone cutter actually. That's wild. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Did that cut bones?
Yeah. Not only did this cut bones, but this was the headrest. The autopsy table. Look at this thing.
That's for a head?
Yep. You gotta set the head right on there. Do you want to try it?
Not, it's kind of full of bone dust, maybe?
Oh.
Maybe that's bone dust.
Well, dude, what are we gonna do with it then? Are you gonna lick it?
I just take it home. How close am I getting?
Not that close. I think you need to get closer.
Oh no, that's a lie. Is this really a bone cutter?
Yeah. I've never seen a bone cutter before.
You think it still works?
Yeah.
Probably does. Give me an outlet.
Dude, I didn't even think about that.
Okay, hold on.
If this works.
You ready? How do I?
What?
What?
Oh, it is. Oh my god. Yeah, look it.
What?
That's the saw, isn't it?
Oh, it's like a reciprocating? It's not a full circle?
I wonder how this works.
I feel like you need to...
It might be like pressurized or
Possible
something.
explosion.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
I like possible explosions.
Me
Here
too.
we go. Yeah, it's reciprocal. It goes back and forth.
Get out.
Dude.
Oh.
That's fucking real deal.
Do it again.
Ready? So stupid loud.
So they would literally hold that and just drill into you.
That's
Or
horrible.
cut you open, I should say.
That is horrible things.
That's wild. Do it one more time and look evil while doing it, Lucas. Alright guys, last but not least, we have the morgue here. If I open up this massive cooler door, we can see this wheelchair, which is oddly placed, but artistic. And we have a body tray up here on our left. We have one on our right. And then it looks like there's like almost like a mini tray back there, but I don't think you could have fit a body on there. And again, I think it's super interesting how someone just placed this wheelchair in here, but I think it adds to the look personally. And then one last thing to show you. I can turn the fan on And I know you guys obviously can't feel the temperature, but this thing is blowing hard. It's already cold in here, and it's been, what, 5 seconds? We're out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. We're hyped up. Let's freaking go. Take 2 of this hospital. We're done. We're out. I will never be back here again. I've seen pretty much everything. Again, thanks for watching. As always, let's explore.